Kia ora e hoa. Haere mai, come and join me. Do you like adventure stories? Well, I have 4 adventure stories here in the one book. This is Elton the Flying Crane. Can you see him? And in this book are 4 stories about him. Elton the Flying Crane, Elton and the Wildfire, Elton and the Whales, and Elton and the Storm. All 4 stories are by Marion and they've been illustrated by Richard Hoit. And they're really cool. Would you like an Elton story? A bit of an adventure? Well, you make yourself nice and comfy, and I'll find the story of Elton and the Whales. It's story number 3. Are you nice and comfy? Let's begin. Elton and the Whales. Autumn leaves fluttered down and all was quiet now that the busy firefighting season was over. "Hey, Elton," Connie called. This is Connie here. "Hey, Elton, you really do look like a giant dragonfly without your water tank." Have a look at him. He does look like a dragonfly, doesn't he? With a long, long body and long wings. "Thanks," Elton said, glad no one called him ugly anymore. Oh, in the earlier story, the very first story, these aircraft here didn't understand about Elton and what a special helicopter he is. So they were a bit mean, but not in this story. "Will they send you back overseas now that the wildfires are out?" Flaps asked. This is Flaps here. "I hope not. I can still carry out heavy lifting jobs. I'm not missing home at all." Elton had flown all the way over from the other side of the world to help these helicopters on their rescue missions. "Look, Elton," Flaps shouted. "Your pilots are in a big hurry." "And I've got a TV film crew coming my way," said Connie. "It seems like I'll be staying behind this time," Flaps said. Elton's pilots jumped into his cockpit. They had an urgent rescue. A pod of beached whales was in serious trouble. Wow, I wonder how Elton and Connie can help. Elton's twin jet engines fired. His blades whirled faster. He blasted high into the sky. Flying straight and level, he began to think. Whales? Rescuing whales? He knew he was a powerful helicopter. He knew he could lift an elephant. But whales? Giant whales? No way! Although scared, Elton raced towards the coast. In the distance, he spotted 3 black and white shapes. One was small, one was big, and the third was huge. Humongous huge. Can you see them? Down here? "They don't expect me to lift that huge whale, do they?" he cried. Wow. Elton hovered above the whales. A dad, a mum and their calf were thrashing their tails on the sand. They were in trouble. They were suffering. They were dying. "Can you lift the adults, Elton?" Connie said, catching up. "Can you?" "Perhaps the mum. Just a chance. Not the dad, though. He's a thumping great weight." "You have to save them," Connie begged. "They're a family." Aren't they huge? This must be the dad whale here. He's so much bigger than the mum. And the tiny calf. He felt sick. That dad whale had to weigh more than 2 jumbo elephants. His ground-to-air radio crackled. The operator said that once the nets were in place, Elton must lift the mum and then the dad, while Connie would lift the calf. Can you see them bringing the nets over? Oh, and here's the guy on the radio. Elton dropped over the mum. After his underbelly cable had been wound down, that's this cable here, and the rescuer had attached the hook to the net, he took a deep, deep breath. Then, with a great burst of power, followed by another and another, and still another, Elton slowly lifted the mum and carried her into deep water. Wow, what a great rescue. Oh, and if I move my thumb, you can see Connie and the baby whale, the calf. Now the dad whale. Elton was freaking out. I can't lift this ginormous giant without blowing up my engines, he thought. I'll spin out and crash into the sea. But he had to try. The cable dropped and a rescuer fastened it to the net. Elton tried to haul the dad whale up. His engines screamed and his body made frightful, awful, dreadful noises. Look. Crunch, scrape, click. That poor dad whale. Elton better hurry up. Still Elton heaved. Lift a bit more. Forget that you're sore. Lift a bit more. You've done it before. But the whale was just too heavy, and it wouldn't budge. Oh no! Elton remembered Connie's words. You have to save them. They're a family. Again his engines screamed. Heave! Heave! He felt the whale begin to lift. A little more and a little more. Just as Elton thought he would burst, the whale was high enough. Slowly he flew the dad over the water to his family. And look what happened. He released him into the water with a splash. Big splash, all right. The happy whales swam in circles as if they were hugging. You did it, exclaimed Connie. You're a superstar. That dad is the heaviest thing I've ever lifted. Never again, I hope. The whales are looking happy, aren't they? But so are Elton and Connie. When Elton had dropped off the net and his cable was up, he watched the dad whale lead his family out to sea. What a beautiful sight, Connie sighed. Elton blew his siren in a loud, triumphant whoop. It was time to return home. Elton felt exhausted. He just wanted to rest. You're so slow, Connie said. This is my chance to race you home. Too sore, too tired. You win, said Elton. And that's the end of the story. But remember, there are 4 stories in this book, and story number 4 is here. But that's all the time we've got at the moment. Time for one story. If you want to find out more about this book and where you can get a copy, you can visit marionday.nz. And maybe look out for it in all the bookstores and your local library. If it's not in your library or in store, request it and they can get a copy in for you. Elton the Flying Crane. Marion's husband used to drive or fly a crane just like this all around the world. How exciting! Well, thanks for joining me. Did you enjoy that story? Well, come and visit me again soon. We'll have another good story, okay? Ka kite.